Did the Cowboys have enough on offense to make a Super Bowl run?
Well, look, we always start with the Cowboys and the hype about them going to the Super Bowl this time of year, every single year. Do they have enough on offense? When you think about it, CeeDee Lamb trying to come into his own. When you think about Michael Gallup coming off an ACL injury, maybe this year he'll be a little bit better. And then they add some speed to Brandon Cooks. I don't know what Pollard's going to be at the running back position because he got injured at the end of the season. And then when you talk about drafting a tight end and losing Dalton Schultz, they certainly have some stuff in place. Can Mike McCarthy call a game that makes sense? Where Kellen Moore, in my opinion, didn't necessarily call the games the way you probably would have liked for him to call, by protecting the defense at times, running the football when you need to run it opposed to trying to throw the football, or throwing the football at times when you're supposed to be running the football. I think there was a mixed bag there. But to answer your question, I think they do have enough to take care of the defense. It's a Super Bowl championship type defense. They're in a tough division. I think they're going to be okay, though. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl this year, but I think they'll be okay, and they'll have an opportunity and chance to prove us all wrong.
Well, that's a really, really nice and safe way for you to say you don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's what you did. That's what you just did. You basically said you don't know. You see, this is the problem with you damn former Cowboys. All of yous. You don't want to sit up there and say, hey, you know what? I mean, damn, you know, I just don't know. Because we got to remember, Mike McCarthy was fired from the Green Bay Packers when he was fired at the time. I'm just looking at the numbers here, Keyshawn.
And that was 100 years ago, Stephen A.
No. Actually, it was about 5 years ago. It was about 5 years ago. But that's not the point. The point that I'm trying to make to you is that at the time that happened, when Philbin took over for him or whatever, they were like the 14th ranked offense in points. The year before that, they was the 21st ranked offense in points. What I'm trying to say to you is that we received indication that he might have been a bit archaic, dare I say, that he might have been a bit too old school, not really changing with the times, not adapting, and Aaron Rodgers felt there needed to be a fresh voice. Now this is the guy that's been in Dallas, now approaching his third season. Obviously, he deferred to Kellen Moore, even though Kellen Moore was too preoccupied with his numbers and being the top-ranked offense instead of looking out for the defense to some degree by making sure they got some rest and what have you. I remember when McCarthy brought that up, I thought that was
literally just said that.
I know you did, but my point is that we got to believe that that's going to be good enough. And the fact of the matter is, in order to believe that, we got to take into account the level of competition that they're going up against. I know Drew Brees, Tom Brady have retired. I know that Aaron Rodgers is now in the AFC. But last time I checked, the Philadelphia Eagles are in the same division, and the San Francisco 49ers are in the same conference. And when I look at it from that perspective, and I look at the fact that Dak Prescott is still your quarterback, you understand, and an accident waiting to happen is definitely prevalent there, it explains to me the level of trepidation that Keyshawn Johnson has on national television right now. Ladies and gentlemen, like I told y'all before, all of them, all these damn former Cowboys, they don't want to admit that they're like, damn, we in a little bit of trouble. We don't really have much of a chance right now. Our aspiration is wild card.
That's not true, though, Stephen.
We got to hope that's going to work.
True.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Not
you
true.
know it. And that's why you got that look on your face. You know.
No, it's absolutely not true.
What they going to do?
It's absolutely not true.
What's not true?
If you, as an offensive coordinator, that we're waiting, we're holding our breaths and waiting, I don't care. I'm going to the Super Bowl regardless. I'll be there regardless in Las Vegas. Whether the Cowboys make it or not, I'm going. So I'm not pulling for the Cowboys, the Buccaneers, and nobody else. I'm just saying, when you got Mike McCarthy, who you sit up and say, well, 6-7 years ago, this is what happened in Green Bay. That was so long ago. We're talking about today, right now. When a head coach calls a play to his offense, whatever, man. When a head coach calls a play to his offensive coordinator and asks for him to give him the best stuff that he has, and then all of a sudden he throws a football or he runs the football instead of doing what the head coach wants him to do, because the head coach is trying to save his defense that he knows is extremely good, and then you go 3 and out or you go 5 and out and you don't get a chance to capitalize and score points, you're going to be fired, just like Kellen Moore is. So now, if you, Mike McCarthy, you're going down with the ship. You're not going to just all of a sudden allow somebody else to get you fired. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, which is take over the offense because he has experience. He knows how to call plays. This is not foreign to him. It's not new to him. He can keep some of the same principles that he was successful with at times in Green Bay, along with the same things that he did with the Cowboys in this offense. I'm not ready to say that this offense isn't good enough, and I'm not ready to say they're bad because I don't know at this point in time. Based on what I saw last year, you minimize the mistakes with Dak Prescott. You get the football out of his hands so he's not holding the ball all day long. You went out and got some speed demons on the perimeter. You got a pretty good damn offense, man. You got a good offense.
Okay. I listen to you. But at the end of the day, I still walk away with the same conclusion. You don't know. You don't know. And this is what makes me laugh. Because you said up there, you said, okay, let's take the ball out of Dak Prescott's hands. Well, how we going to do that, Keyshawn? Ezekiel Elliott is gone. Tony Pollard is not an every down back. You don't have a workhorse that you can give the ball
you don't
to
know that,
on a
but
regular
you don't
basis.
know that. You don't know if Tony Pollard is, though.
You
don't know that.
I don't know that.
You don't know that.
Stop it. He's too small for that. He's too small for that,
That's
Keyshawn.
not true.
He's too small for
Man,
that. That's all I'm saying.
I played
He's
with
not too
Ward
small for
Dunn.
that. An everyday
He's
back.
small. Ward Dunn smaller than him, and
All right,
Ward Dunn was
we're
an
going to
every
break.
down back. I played with small backs.
All right, Keyshawn.
You lose again.
This is sad, Molly. Molly, this is sad because he don't want to admit that he does know. He's saying he don't know, but he knows. The fact is, you got Brandon Cooks up in there. You got Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb. You gonna have Dak Prescott. They don't want Dak Prescott to throw the football, but so much. And then you got a running back that you can't. That's not that bell cow for you. You understand what kind of trouble you got in Dallas.
Party's over. Party's over. Who's the best team in the AFC East? Seriously, obviously the Jets bring in Aaron Rodgers. We know what the Patriots have. What do you think here? In Miami.
You know, yeah, I can't just give it to the Bills. To me, when you lose coordinators, it affects that particular unit. We saw a year ago, Brian Dable went to your New York Giants. It affects Josh Allen in that offense. Although they were 13-3, it still affected his play. He turned the football over at times uncharacteristically. He became a turnover machine. Now when you look on the defensive side of the ball, Leslie Frazier is gone. He was calling the defense. The defense at times was pretty decent, minus Von Miller. But when you talk about the division as a whole, they did split with the New York Jets as well as the Miami Dolphins. It wasn't like they ran through the division at all. They struggled with both of those teams, and Miami almost beat them in the playoffs. We all looked at that and was like, well, Miami coming from the warm weather going up to the cold. Tua and company went in there and had them on the ropes. So I'm not going to just say that the Bills are the team to beat. I'm looking at the Jets, I'm looking at Miami, and I'm looking at Buffalo. I probably would lean more toward the New York Jets right now just because I like the addition of Aaron Rodgers.
Well, you know, I appreciate while in the same breath showing your utter ignorance when it comes to wardrobe stuff, your fashion. You're showing your brilliance with your football. Because the football point, you are right on point. It's about those New York Jets. It's about those new Jets, Jets. Because you got that bad man, okay? And the fact that you brought up the coordinator is very important because we understand that Josh Allen didn't look the same last year without Brian Dable because Brian Dable took the head coaching job with the New York Giants, obviously. So I think that the Bills have something to prove. And I also want to say this. Keyshawn, I hope that I'm wrong because I really like Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs is my dog. I love him to death. But I got to tell you, I do get the impression that the Bills knocking on the door, but missed their opportunity. Now, obviously, that AFC Championship game lost to Patrick Mahomes. Then you lose last year to Cincinnati. The fact is they gave Joe Burrow time to elevate, okay? Joe Burrow was in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. His first year, really, I know he was a rookie the year before, but he got injured that year. His first full season, went to the damn Super Bowl. Last year in the AFC Championship game, okay? Since he could have easily won that game. I think when we look at the AFC, Once upon a time, we were thinking KC and Buffalo. Now we're thinking KC, Cincinnati. And so to me, I'm not thinking about Miami. I love Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but I just don't think that Tua Tagovailoa can stay healthy. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't believe that. Lamar Jackson, Baltimore. Now he's got some weapons. He's on the come up. We get all of that, okay? We got to see what materializes there. But it is clearly the conference is about Kansas City. It's about Cincinnati. And if you're thinking about somebody to offset that, it's the greatness of an experienced dude in Aaron Rodgers with a Garrett Wilson. God help everybody if he gets an additional weapon there with Garrett Wilson to throw the football to, okay? I just think right now it's about the New York Jets in the AFC East, not the Buffalo Bills. I think Buffalo might have missed their opportunity. They'll be there. They'll be relevant. But they can be had. They can be had. And I think the Jets can take them.